With me today.
Yeah, biggest game and best game of the year, mate. The traditional grudge match. No teams like beating each other than these two. I think it's probably lost a little bit of its lustre in the past few years, but certainly down the grains in particular, it really manifests where there's an expectation from the guys that have come before you that if you're going to have a dig, it's going to be today.
Yeah, the weather's nearly perfect for rugby here today. A little bit of wind swirling around as the players run out on the field. We'll quickly go through the teams. I'll take Wanderers if you don't mind, Jimmy.
No, not a problem.
Number 1, we got Dylan Evans. Number 2, Ben Christensen. Number 3, Colin Hobble. Number 4, Ignacio Batalana. Number 5, Andrew Fletcher. Number 6, Cal Growth. 7, Ben Ham. 8, James Whittle. 9, Luke Sherwood. 10, Luke Simmons. 11, Billy Coffey. 12, Luke Mention. 13, Tapaki Rahui. 14, Dylan Rowney. And 15, Callum McDonald.
And for the Greens in the front row, we have Matt Nixon and Keith Barlow. The hooker is Mick Gillen, vice-captain. Second row is Sean Rich and Mitchell Frost. The back row consists of Pat Island, Adam Nolan and Mac Ray. The halfback and captain is Gareth Ernst. Blake Crichton is 5'8". The two wingers are Corey Nash and Riley Smith. The centres Kent Hatchwell and Jaden Hetherington. And fullback Aidan Kelso. Nice wind building up too from the south, mate. Merryweather running right to left will have the wind at their back first half.
I didn't think the wind came all the way inland here, Jimmy, to be honest. As Merryweather have the ball, they're going to kick off to Wanderers. Both teams are ready. Des Gilbert signs to kick off. They've gone the other way. It's a big high kick as they go up to get it, and Wanderers have the ball on their own 35-metre line as they get the ball out.
James Whittle there tracking. I think this is where we'll see the tempo. There'll be some hard hits early. Interesting to see if Wanderers look to shift the ball wide early.
Yeah, Wanderers definitely play a good structure here, Jimmy. As Sherwood takes the ball forward to Christensen, and he gets to about the 40-metre line. Sherwood at the back. Simmons steps in. He gets caught. Good defence there by the Greens.
Yeah, a lot of talk about the breakdown leading into this game. Interesting to see how both play, both attack the ball, and how Des Gilbert referees it.
Yeah, that is the big question. Both coaches put a bit of pressure on the referee as Christensen takes another hit up to about the 45-metre line.
Yeah, playing nice and tight here. Colin Hobble, I like him. He's a big guy that's come down from Scone, added a bit of maturity and also a bit of mongrel and tightness to their forward pack.
As Des Gilbert pulls a forward pass there, the wind
got a call from Tony Calder-Mason there. I wasn't sure that was pretty line ball, pretty flat for mine.
The wind might have played games there. As Gareth Ernst, probably one of the form halfbacks of the competition, looks to feed the first scrum here where the guys will look to set a platform and secure dominance.
And this is exactly where Wanderers will try and get a big hit on early here. This is one area where they think they'll probably dominate over the Greens. There's a young prop in, Matt Nixon. I don't know much about him. And it's a very experienced Wanderers front row, led and anchored by Dylan Evans.
Yeah, Matt Nixon coming up the grades. Big lump of a lad, so Merewether fancy themselves, and their young packer, they called it out of the paper, and I think they're going to sort of come up and front up. A bit of pressure on the Greens.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm keen to have a look at the Argentinian for Wanderers too, Ignacio Balatani. Apparently very good line-out exponent and quite good in the tight.
He is Argentinian. I was going to say that at the top of the broadcast, but I didn't put my foot in my mouth. As they go to set the scrum again, a little bit twisty on the first one. These new scrum rules definitely making the scrums.
Yeah, they're taking away that initial hit. It becomes more a wrestle than a power punch.
As we both know, Jimmy.
And plenty of pressure there. They look at the Wanderers scrum.
Mac Ray gets the ball from number 8. Ernst down the sideline, chips ahead. Fullback's coming across to get the ball. Oh no, sorry, Simmons lets the ball run dead. Bad luck to Ernst, and the ball will come back.
I think we just saw evidence of that win there, mate. It was only a low grab kick, but still, once it hit the ground, it was nice and hard, and it just kept rolling and rolling. I think you'll find you look at Wanderers, the number 10, Luke Simmons, and Cal McDonald, the 15. They'll interchange the switch between first receiver and fullback throughout the game. They've been doing it all season.
Yeah, sure. And Simmons going pretty well too to keep Sherwood out. Do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he was a big part of their 2009 grand final side. They beat Merewether Carlton in an epic in extra time, 24-23, I believe it was, over next door at number 1 sports.
And that's the first dig of the broadcast.
I will mention the lower grade scores a bit later, mate, but we'll wait for a breaking play first.
Why don't we let him go now? Anyway, Sherwood goes to feed the ball to Wanderers' first scrum here on about the 40-metre line.
Yeah, Luke Minchin at 5'8". He looks like, I suggest he'll play pretty direct here and get a hit up.
Ball comes out, Scrappy at the back there for Whittle. He picks up, cleans up nicely. Merryweather all over it. The Wanderers get back and reset and clean out. That's a good ball there to Fletcher. Fletcher not making no ground at all. Sherwood gets the ball out to Simmons. Wide ball there to Cow. McDonald. Ball out to Billy Coffey. He's dangerous. He's going to back himself here. He doesn't know who to kick. He's got a bit of pace. Infield runners. Ball comes in, and Aidan Kelso just spoils the ball there, but Wanderers still have it with Sherwood at the ball.
You got numbers to the right here for two Blues. Dylan Evans charges it up.
Evans sets the ball back nicely. That is...
They've done well there, Merewether Carlton, the scramble there. That was try for all money when they made that initial burst down the left.
Yeah, I didn't think Billy Coffey had a pass in him, but he's obviously learned that over the two Blues under.
You learn many things at Wanderers, my friend.
I'm sure you do. Let's not talk about the Blue Room, Jimmy Gardner. As the Wanderers get the ball, probably about 15 metres out now. Simmons has it, looks inside, goes outside, takes one off. Simmons with the ball again.
Yeah, they're just being patient here, recycling the ball. They've got their forwards lined up on the left in pairs.
The Wanderers are getting good numbers to this breakdown as they clean out again. Have the ball, quick ball there for Sherwood. And ball just held up there.
James Wibble gets it back. Berber Sherwood directing left, inside ball for Big Ignacio. He gets it across the line. Good place. Oh,
good
turnover there. Good work by the Greens out of jail.
Kick out, and that's a good kick out there by the captain as the Merryweather players coming down the field, and that's a great clearing kick by the captain and the veteran Mick Gill, our favourite player, Jimmy.
Yeah, he had a beard before beards were trendy, didn't he?
He was born with a beard. I've seen his kids, and his kids have beards, and they're 1 and 3, I think.
That's good turnover there from Merewether. They're under the pump. That's what they've been good in recent weeks. When they've played well, they've really turned some ball over the breakdown. They're going to need more of that today.
Good quick line out there by Wanderers, catching the Greens off guard.
He's definitely looking to play an up-tempo game, the two Blues. That was the message.
Sets the ball up as they bring the ball out to about the 35-metre line. Good running there by the two Blues. As Merryweather are non-committal in this ruck, just letting the boys play. So Dylan Evan cleans out there as Merryweather have the ball. Can he get the ball back there? Ernst scurrying away.
Body's going everywhere. He looks like he's got a advantage play here, has he? Had his arm out there for something. Yeah, first penalty of the game.
And they have got the wind.
Maybe the mind games from Mick Dan worked early on. He suggested that Wanderers, when they exited, they came out through the Merewether side of the ruck. So that's one to Mick Dan.
Yeah, that's one thing I will say about Wanderers. They always have been a little bit mentally fragile, Jimmy.
Big call coming from a comedian.
Yeah, I'm tripolar, mate. As they come to take the goal kick, about 35 metres out, the kicking tee comes out. Blake Crichton to kick the ball. Former super boot. He has found a bit of form since he's been back over the last 3 weeks, and he's really controlled the team and steered them around the park. They did miss someone like Blake Crichton.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, before he left, he was 9-year-old. He got called in the New South Wales country squad from Colts. Basically, I think he spent the last 5 years overseas. Most of that time in America, where he played for New York and also up in Boston. He just gives them a real cool head at 10. Good, as you mentioned, good kick and boot. And he can also take the line, and that's what he wins at his best. And yeah, I thought once he came back, Merewether were a real dangerous competition with him there.
As he shapes the kick, hits it nicely, and just nails it. It looked like he swung it wide. The touch judges didn't know what was happening. And Merewether Carlton now lead Wanderers 3-0. Should we call the game off now?
A 7-minute scored on the Bar TV scoreboard. Of course, we're here for the Newcastle Herald and Bar TV. I think the first of... I don't think this will be a low scoring game. I think there's certainly plenty of points in this, and with that win, you expect Merewether will want to have a comfortable margin going into the break.
Yeah, well, both sides, well, they do play structurally. They like to spread it around as well and use the football. Oh, and the Merewether side let it bounce to Ernst, and Ernst clears it. It's a big hulking kick as it bounces to the sideline. Sherwood has it here. Throws it infield to Simmons. They're going to look to counter here. Out to Coffey. Coffey probably won't pass. Oh, yes, he does. As they come around and take the tackle just about 40 metres. They shifted that well to the other side of the field, but didn't really go anywhere. As they get the ball up, and Whittle, he's been amazing so far. He's taken about 3 or 4 every set up.
Yeah, certainly at the start of the year, you wouldn't have pictured he would have been the number 8 for Wanderers. He's worked really hard in the gym. He's worked really hard on the training pitch, and he certainly made that spot his own at this point, not just for his goal kicking, but for his play in general.
Fletcher takes a good run forward there. As Evans has the ball now, he looks to pass it. He's got good hands for a front row, Evans.
Yeah, I'd like to see him hitting it up a bit more at this point, though. I want to see Wanderers go through the middle before they start heading wide.
And there's Wivell again, as the ball's about 45 metres out. Ooh, that's a good hit there by the Greens player.
Yeah, Jaden Hetherington there. Got a bit of a whack for a kid his size. He's only 19, I think, just out of Colts. He's Nelson Bay boy originally, and in the New South Wales country under 20s.
Young slip of a lad as the Wanderers slowly take it up towards halfway there. Just rucking it forward, just playing percentage rugby at the moment, Jimmy.
Yeah, they're just getting into the grind now. They all looks like Merewether up there a bit early.
Merewether well offside there. Des Gilbert doesn't miss those ones as he plays the advantage, and Wanderers have the ball just before halfway. Sherwood gets the ball to Evans.
That's more like it, Dylan. That's what I'd like to see over the ad line. Gets the ball back, good strong place. Again, they're running in 3s and 4s, Wanderers.
Yeah, they're running as a team in a pack, hunting Willish. Simmons gets the ball forward, makes a half break there, takes it up to about the 40-metre line. As the Wanderers just get it over the 40-metre line now. Merryweather's still defending quite well, though.
Yeah, it's been a good start by both teams.
As Merryweather getting they're not really committing to that ruck, which gives them extra numbers out wide, which is making it hard for Wanderers to sort of make it over that advantage line at the moment. As the ball's sort of tied up in that ruck there at the moment, Merryweather trying to get the ball out, trying to get over as Wanderers shift it left, down the short side. About 35 metres out now.
Must be 15, 16 phases at this point. Dylan Evans
Easily.
makes
Dylan Evans makes a little break.
Oh, great little pop for Ben Christensen. They're on the. Oh, they had him stretched. Just a little bit sloppy carry there, and another turnover. And look out, it's on here.
Clears well.
Riley Smith, Graysmith and Smith, and
just
and Dylan Rowney gets back in time just to save the
and he's thrown the quick one. Oh, that's a pretty bad option. As Wanderers will now counter attack. Barlow makes the tackle on the 20-metre line.
Yeah, I think if he had his time again, he might take the better option there and go for the structured line out.
Yeah. Dan probably won't be too happy with that one. As the Cal McDonald takes the ball forward, he's looking more and more like Jesus every day, isn't he, with that long hair?
I think he can walk on water too, the way he glides over the ground. Another turnover there. Merewether on the attack now. We're approaching the quarter line. 20 minutes, 15 minutes gone. Numbers to the left.
Brighton has the ball. This is where he's dangerous in broken field. He's got a really strong palm as he steps in, back towards his forward, sets the play up nicely. And it's at the back of the ruck there. And Wanderers have got to be offside there.
No, play on.
Everyone's
play
on.
Ball's out.
From the side. And the ball's turned over. Geez, I don't know about that one, Jimmy. As Fletcher, strong as always, gets into that tough stuff, takes the ball forward. Ball out to Evans as Evans looks to pass. He does. Caught just on that 35-metre line. And that's a scrum to Wanderers.
Penalty here, I think. Didn't release the tackle. Players the call.
Penalty, sorry, my mistake.
Great start by both sides of the first 15 minutes here. Wanderers take quick tap and Weevil charges 10 metres. Great pass.
They've really caught the Merryweather side off guard there as the ball goes out to Evans. Nice little pop pass there to Fletcher. And he gets the ball away. Oh, that's a knock on.
Yeah, just tried to push the envelope there, big Cowboy. He's another who at the start of the season was in second grade, not many expecting him to be a part of this first grade team, but he's really added a bit of grunt and a bit of just work ethic in tight. And there he shows he's got a little bit of skill about him as well. Unfortunately, just slipped forward.
As Kelso drives the ball down to about the 38-metre line, Evans looks to throw. He's got a really good solid line out throw, Dylan Evans. The front row as I jinx him. That was my whole plan, Jimmy. Nick Gill at the back there. Gets the ball out to one of the Island boys. As the ball goes forward. Pat Island very strong this year. Nolan has the ball. He's been into everything. Keith Barlow takes the ball forward as they look to get the ball wide, go right. No one's with Sean Rich there. They've got to get around him, and they do. And it's forced to get in there.
Looks like another penalty here.
Ball stuck in there.
They're knocking off the tackle player, the call on that one. So that's the penalties 2 each after 15 minutes, so evenly shared. This one's a kicking distance, so I expect Blake Brighton to add a further 3 here.
Almost call it a gimme, Jimmy.
That rhymes, mate. I've done this before.
I have partaken in poetry. Haiku's my specialty. Get me on Twitter at Gareth Wozzick, and you can see my Thursday haiku special. It's 5 lines of poetry if you didn't know. For the viewers out there.
I thought he played in the second row, that bloke. But of course, we're brought to you today by Bar TV and the Newcastle Herald. For all your rugby news, get to the Newcastle Herald every Monday, Thursday and Saturday in particular, or www.theherald.com.au.
I tell you what I've been enjoying reading. I don't actually get on it anymore, but I do enjoy the blogs on Friday with you, Jimmy.
Yeah, it's good, mate. We get a lot of opinion. We talk a lot about a lot of topics. There's certainly some fiery debate at times. And you get some... I guess it's good to interact with people on different topics rather than just read what you write every week.
How much do you have to actually mediate those things, Jimmy?
Oh, mate, some people carry on with a little bit of nonsense, lots of in-jokes there, which probably a lot of people don't get. But no, everyone's pretty good, to be honest. I mean, there's a little bit of friendly banter, but nothing that's too outrageous.
A lot of
you
rumours.
missed that, mate, to be honest with you. That gimme became not a Jimmy. He's missed it, and it's only 3-0.
Oh, well, let's get back to the action here as Wanderers look to restart from the 20-metre line. Simmons calls his players back. That's a big kick down to halfway there. Aidan Kelso has the ball, strong runner, gets the ball, the veteran turns the ball back. Ernst has the ball, they go the short side. Kenny T has the ball. Oh, and he nearly shapes the pass, the big cart right round the corner. Ernst passes the ball inside. Barlow might have floated that one forward
A
there.
little hospital one there. I think Mick Dan might be operating on him a bit later there, Mac Ray. Interesting story, him. He's been called into the New South Wales country squad for the USA tour, so great reward for a good young kid.
Nick Gill takes the ball forward and Crichton, as you do, kicks the ball down. That's a lovely kick. Will it sit up? No, it's going to roll. And Simmons knowing this ground like the back of his hand.
Yeah, he's going to have to adjust that. I mean, that's 3 kicks now that have gone dead and comfortably dead. They're not, that ground's pretty hard. Once you get that wind behind you, end over end, it just keeps going down the hill.
Yeah, maybe kicking across the field there. Looks like there might be a bit more advantage and a bit more depth over that side of the field if they're going to kick it that way. There's the scrum to be packed on about the 45-metre line. Pretty exciting game, Jimmy, but it's been played around this midfield area.
Wanderers have they've probably busted the line 3 times, but they've just fallen down, whether it's a turnover or a softer carry. They've certainly looked the most threatening at this point. Merewether look to be playing a tactical game, trying to kick the corners, make the most of this bruise, but their defence has really held up strong. That's been the most impressive part in their back row, which you would expect. Mac Ray, Pat Island, and of course Adam Nolan. They're terriers at the breakdown already. They've taken 2 or 3 turnovers.
Yeah, Adam Nolan, now a wily veteran, a young firebrand, and he's really come of age, I think, and he's now the leader of this pack, along with Mick Gill, of course, who is the captain today. And we've spoken about Mick Gill in the past, and he's really got to get into this Wanderers side and really get into their heads, I think.
Yeah, I'm surprised there's not a little bit of lip already, a little bit of cheek. He's certainly very good at that, getting under people's skins. If there's not a punch thrown at him at some point today, I'll be very surprised.
Maybe just a little slap and tickle, Jimmy.
Well,
I don't think he can punch. And he has to be punching the ground as the ball comes up.
Yeah, Wanderers back into their grind here. Just 2 banks of forwards, pinning it up, just waiting, trying to find a little hole.
Yeah, Merryweather definitely haven't had much ball so far. As the ball comes out to Fletcher as he takes the ball forward, they're not really making any ground.
Yeah, this would be a good opportunity to look at the Greens line speed right in front of us here. They're getting up very quick. You see, the Wanderers like 2 and 3 metres behind the ball when they're making contact with the defence. But now they've got some numbers.
As Cal McDonald has the ball, passes the ball on there. He's got numbers. He's got him on the outside. Brownie on the outside. Could have used him, didn't. As they set the ball up.
Some holes here.
There's definitely holes, and Merryweather players look a bit tired if they can get set, the Wanderers.
He's on his feet now. This is another turnover.
That's a good turnover there. Good. As Evans takes the ball forward, and now the
Wanderers. A little bit of love making in the background here. People are getting a bit close for comfort. Dylan Rowney and the 5. Visual Frost. They got nice words to say to each other.
Sherwood controlling the ball at the back though, as Fletcher takes the ball forward. Merryweather very good line speed here, as the ball's on about the 35-metre line, the 30-metre line, and the ball comes forward. Wanderers just playing that slow structured footy, just metres by attrition here, as the ball comes up to about the 20-metre line.
Cycling the ball just inch by inch, working their way up the ground, and then once they do suck a couple of defenders in, that's when they're looking to hit wide.
If they can get set out here, out wide, it might be on with a sweeping play move. As the ball goes to Christensen, and Merryweather pick the ball up, and Mac Ray cleans up nicely.
You have to be impressed with Merryweather's defence. They haven't let up yet.
As Ernst gets the ball's held up in the ruck there. Oh, offside. And that's a penalty. And this will ease the pressure for Merryweather Carlton, hoping to get down to about that 40-metre line with a big kick.
I just saw Mick Gill have a little chat to his opposite captain there, NHRU. There's Gill going up to have a word with him. Obviously things are starting to get a little bit frazzled. Wanderers probably frustrated a bit. They probably thought they should have some points on the board by now, given the amount of ball they've had and the line breaks they've created.
Yeah, definitely. Probably maybe going one too many plays. I think maybe if they kick the ball down over the top, a little chip in behind, maybe that might open it up for them.
It's one thing they do. They back their structures. They back the way they play. I think the last 3 games they've either been just in front or even behind against Southern Beaches, and in the second half of the back end, that's when they've gone on with the game. So maybe this is just the tactic. I haven't seen it for 5 or 6 weeks.
It's definitely got a very good Maitland feel about it, this Wanderers team this year, when Maitland were trucking the ball up 1 metre at a time. As Ernst gets the ball from the back, Crichton has the ball, Kenny T has it sort of about 45 metres out, and Merryweather players need to get there or they're going to be faced with losing the ball. Ernst gets the ball to Barlow, and Barlow takes it forward. He's quite a strong player, this Keith Barlow, actually a conditioner for the Knights.
Yeah, he's an English guy, isn't he? This is his second season out here.
Yeah,
interesting to see how long his visa's got. We might have to ship him back before the finals if they get there.
As Frost takes the ball forward. Ernst has the ball, Gill takes it forward. Good captain's run, that one by Mick Gill.
Mate, as yet, we haven't seen Mick Gill being a distributor like we did against Maitland. I think it caused him a heap of problems. I think he set up 3 tries against Maitland. At this point, he's just been happy to truck the ball up.
Yeah, I think he'll open up in the second half. That's his specialty when the Wanderers players start getting a bit tired. Ball heaved up in the air, and Simmons gets the ball in the Greens crowd. Trying to balk him, but too cool under pressure as he gets the ball back inside of Rowney.
Again, I'm not sure that was the right kicking option from Blake Crichton. We've given him raps all year, but he's been a bit off today with his selection. Another bruising tackle there from the Greens. Bill Coffey in looking for a bit of work.
Takes the ball up. Ex-Green player Bill Coffey.
He was a member of that 2011 undefeated team from memory.
He was.
And of course, Wanderers trying to emulate that this season. 15 games, 15 wins to this point, or 14 wins to this point. Better not hatch me eggs before they're...
Something about chickens and eggs there as Billy Coffey gets the ball. Great backing up. And Christensen comes over and cleans out nicely. Ball the back to Sherwood. They go short side.
They're stressed him, Merewether. Again,
a turnover. Kicks the ball forward. The ball's still in play as it rolls over into touch about the 40-metre line.
They're just hanging on, aren't they, Merewether? They're just hanging on. You think the next time Wanderers make that line break, if there's some support play there, they might get something for it.
It's one of those things, isn't it?
Again, quick line out for the two
go
Blues.
Against the run and play, and that wasn't straight by Dylan Evans. The wind obviously playing havoc with these lineouts today. It's started to really pick up that subtly.
Yeah, definitely. I think they'll be going short and making sure everyone's set. From all reports, the Argentinian is very, very strong on the line. He's not necessarily big, but he's very quick. Anticipates well and is quick off the ground. So yet to see that.
And we come up to the 20-metre mark with a scrum on the 40-metre line. Merryweather's feed, and Ernst looks to feed. Merryweather really have to start sort of digging into these scrums because they're getting pushed around a little bit. Screwed. Obviously, Wanderers have a very good proponent in Dylan Evans. Knows his little feet, knows how to...
Yeah, buckling there. It was great scrum.
And that's a good scrum there as Ernst clears the ball, and that's a better kick by Merryweather as the ball rolls down into about the 10-metre mark.
Yeah, I'm sure Merryweather will be much more confident going to a line-out than they will a scrum. If they get that option later on down the track, I'd be very surprised if you don't see them go to the line-out.
Yeah, Mac Ray, a really good line-out jumper too. I think they'll get up.
Sean Rich is another. I mean, they got good line jumpers right across the board.
And yes, Merryweather do get the ball. Dylan Evans under a lot of pressure. As Ernst has the ball in the back, they're going to look to... That's a bad pass there by Gareth Ernst, former Edison medal winner. As Merryweather now scramble about 18 metres out. They really need to set up and start rucking.
A lot of players committed here too, Blues. Yes, M. Wisely. Merryweather took it in, not coming out. Wanderers ball. Interesting to see what they do here. Will they play position or will they truck it up for a couple of phases and then look to find some touch? Yeah,
the ball probably was on from that line-out win against the throw. Or even just throwing it short. No,
they've got such a strong line out. They seem to rush that one. It was a bit sloppy, and that's where it broke down. A bit of bad timing. Gareth Ernst has to clean up, throws a poor pass, and they're on the back. They're back pedaling basically.
Yeah, it's probably one of those things. Ernst might be better, but maybe taking the ball into a ruck there and maybe driving, or kicking and driving. As Sherwood goes to feed the ball now on about the 18-metre mark.
Again, they got Luke Minchin's coming into 5'8", first receiver. I expect he will certainly crash this up.
Oh, ball comes out the back, puts the pressure on him as he comes forward, makes amends and gets over that.
He's so good at getting over the ad line, Luke Minchin. He's fantastic at it.
As they take the ball over to about the 23-metre line. They're backing themselves here, Wanderers, not looking to clear the kick. It is a strong headwind though. Oh, a bit of confusion there as Fletcher has the ball. Merryweather again not committing numbers to that ruck as they spread the ball wide. Steps inside Minchin and picked up by Pat Owen nearly.
He's big Ignacio.
And that name just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Ignacio as he takes the ball and sets the ball nicely. He's been impressive, the big Argentinian.
Yeah, nice little inside ball there from Dylan Evans. Merryweather again getting to the grind. Their forwards will be trucking up here 2 and 3 out. It's worked so far without just having that final touch.
Yeah, Wanderers this is about where they start losing their play and just going one too many, as we said before. As they ruck it forward, they obviously have the plan to keep it tight in the sort of 40-40 zone.
Yeah, particularly against this wind, there's not much value in kicking for touch or kicking for line. And here we go down the half
break there, and he's taken out by the Merryweather side, just on halfway line.
Yeah, I mean, given this wind and given Merryweather's strength of the line out, it's a pretty good option.
It'll be Merryweather Carlton's feed, and I'd be opting for a short one here, and they do, and that's a great jump there as Ernst gets the clean ball from the back. Crichton with it now, cuts one out.
First time they've gone wide.
As they take it in. Passes one back there to Kelso. Kelso takes it forward. Geez, he's strong for a wily character, isn't he?
Absolutely. One of the best defenders in the comp when he's playing centre, that's for sure. Interesting to see him at fullback. I think it takes away a little bit from their defence, but I think he's got a good kicking game, and they like the way he hands in the ruck there. That was pretty obvious, that one. The ruck had been formed, and
his defence from the back there as well is pretty valuable to the Merryweather side. He's pulled off a number of try-saving tackles as Merryweather get the penalty. And he's going to go for goal here. He's backing himself from about 45 metres out. Missed the last one, of course. The score is 3-0. I think it's about 15 minutes to go in this first half. The wind behind Merryweather, and it's blowing a gale here.
Yeah, a bit of a war of attrition at this point. As we keep saying, Wanderers probably look the most threatening, but just that final pass or that final carry is letting them down. Remember, the Carlton defence has been very strong.
Yeah, well, they've definitely had all the possession. Wanderers, I reckon, probably about 80 to 90%. Merryweather's sort of just hanging in there and getting the ball down there in the last 5 minutes or so. But still, and again, Merryweather, when they have the ball, they have to hold it. They have to treasure that ball, Jimmy. As Crichton sets the ball up. As we said, it's about 45 metres out. The crowd hushed here as he lines it up.
Good crowd too, and they're late coming. I thought half an hour before kickoff it was pretty ordinary. Probably the lowest Merryweather Wanderers crowd I've seen, but now the grandstand's pretty much full. A few people out in the sun. As he's slotted that one, he made amends for the last one.
Blake Crichton to make the score 6-0. He sailed that one over quite easily. Geez, that Matt Nixon, he's playing pretty well too, the new front rower they got. He's a big boy.
Mate, the Merewether Pie Shop, I think, could be his personal sponsor. It looks like he doesn't mind a pie, a bit like myself.
We all love a pie, Jimmy.
Wanderers go deep this time. Mac Ray.
Ray all over it.
He's only new to Merewether. Come up from Manly. Came through short. Played GPS thirds 2 years ago.
That's a big kick by Crichton there as the ball rolls. Is it going to go in goal? That's a shame. That was a massive kick.
That's 70 metres.
That can show you how big that wind actually is. Sherwood playing with it, looks to pass, he does. Simmons has the ball now, toying with the Merryweather Carlton side as they run out now for the quick restart. Crichton, all the experience there, and slows the ball down. And Simmons thinks better of the quick kick. That's a bit of a cheer from the crowd, the Merryweather crowd up the left-hand side of the stadium. As Ernst grabs the ball, and Kelso charges onto the bell. That's a good run there by Kelso as he gets the ball over there to about the 35-metre line.
Numbers on the right here, the
Barlow has the ball. Maybe could have passed there, but as all good front rowers know, you don't pass when you see open space. As the ball goes forward.
Mac Nixon this time. Good bustling run.
Good yards there. Ernst goes right down the short sides. Mac Ray takes the ball forward to about the 20-metre line, driving forward with his legs.
Mackenzie.
That's a big hit there by Dylan Evans. His opposite number. That's a good hit there, and he'll know about that tomorrow. As Crichton gets the ball, shapes on the inside, and he's caught by two Wanderers defenders and keeps going forward.
Come around the corner here on the left, the Greens. Ernst goes right instead.
And he's just had a big look there, the Merryweather Carlton player, and that's a knock-on. He saw a couple of...
That's exactly what you want from a local derby. Crunching defence from both teams having a dig. Defence has certainly been the dominant factor today.
Yeah, definitely. It's conditions for defence, definitely, and that hit by Dylan Evans, that was a bell ringer, wasn't it?
Absolutely, his feet went flying. I think you'll probably hear about that later on tonight as well.
As we said, he's a big boy, that Mac Nixon, and he got a little bit airborne as the two sides look to pack the scrum here. Mick Gill having a bit of a word there to his opposite number, Ben Christensen.
And again, Luke Mitchin at first receiver, I think. Again, you'll see him take the line on. I mean, it's proven before, every time he's taken on, he's got over the ad line and got the ball back, so a good tactic and one that looks like they're going to stick to.
As the scrum screws the Wanderers advantage there, and as you said, he takes the ball forward over that advantage line at the back there for Sherwood. So take it forward here, about 35 out, not making much ground, but I don't think they really care, the Wanderers side. They're just in it for the long haul. As he's standing up there, keeps the ball going forward, Billy Coffey.
Well, another turnover there, good work. Looks like Adam Nolan, was it? Gareth Nolan, was it?
Oh, no, Wanderers still have the ball at the back there. Evans takes the ball forward. And that's good running, strong running there by Evans.
Mac Nixon was up very quick then, but Dylan Evans put the right step on and got past his arm tackle.
bad ball there as the ball comes
Back
into mention.
Still got numbers on the left, Wanderers.
Got to get the forwards out of there though. Simmons to McDonald. McDonald's had a big look there. Big look at Ken Hatchwell. And that's got to be a knock on. He's missed that. I can't believe he's missed that, Des Gilbert. What's he looking at? What's
offside advantage here.
Offside advantage, I'm told.
Wonder how look if he was up in his shadow. So fair enough.
Friend Greg O'Donnell, who's helping us through the rules, just below us here.
Playing a long advantage though here. Has he called it yet? Interesting to see. He hasn't seen the arm out.
I think advantage is past now. As Wanderers.
Here he comes.
There we go.
Approaching half-time, about 10 minutes prior to half-time for Bar TV, and of course the Newcastle Herald for all your rugby union. Get the Newcastle Herald on a Monday, Thursday, Saturday, and also our blog on a Friday.
I love reading the paper with a coffee in the morning, that's for sure.
Colin Hoble, seen a little bit of space. A nice little arm there from Keith Barlow. You think something's got to give here soon from Merewether? They've just defended.
Yeah, I think Wanderers maybe taking a few bad options and probably not using the ball enough as they kick the ball just over the heads of the Merryweather team between Kelso and that advantage line there. It's a Merryweather throw-in. And Merryweather looked pretty good in those lineouts. Mick Gill definitely worked on his throws this year.
And they've got Matt Gray at 2 and Sean Rich at 4 generally. And they've also got, occasionally they'll throw Adam Nolan up at the back.
That's a big kick. Coffee swallowing that one up as Simmons has the ball, looks to attack and counter.
Yeah, some open space here on the right.
To the open space.
Dylan Rowney flying.
The ball trickles over the line.
He probably wanted that one to stay in. Had it to stay in, it would have been a nice little turnover. A little bit of banter there between Blake Crichton and Tapaki Rahi. Rahi only back in the side. He did his medial about 5 weeks ago. Came back through second grade. He gives him a little bit of footwork and a bit of an X factor out wide.
Yeah, he hasn't really seen the ball though yet. I'd like to see him get the ball a little bit more. As I said, Wanderers need to start spreading the ball. I think that's where they might get the greens. As the ball heaved down by Kelso. As we said, he's got a good boot. Bounces around there for Simmons as Simmons looks to attack. Backs himself. Gets around one. Rowney has the ball, little switcheroo. And he finds a bit of open space there, Rowney. Gets the ball off. Wanderers got players on the inside. Throws the ball back in, Rahui, and tackled there by Nolan.
Yeah, they don't want to go silly here, Wanderers. They want to get the ball to the right.
Nolan's always there for that last tackle. Penalty. And that's a penalty, and that's a massive let-off there for the Greens.
Every time you think Wanderers are just about to crack them, something happens, whether it's a penalty or it's a turnover. Again, great scrambling from the Greens.
Just probably looking to take advantage of this wind again.
Interesting call, that one by the referee. Wanderers were on the front foot, had the ball in possession, but he's just lost. He's lost his feet, going on the ground. The ball was only going to come out their way. So with a poor bit of discipline there from the two Blues.
And that's not a very good kick there by Crichton. Probably wanted to get a bit more distance on it as Gill throws the ball in and Merryweather get it through Nolan at the back there. That's a danger play in this sort of wind.
They're trying to maul him. Looks like Wanderers have got...
As they come forward, Merryweather still with it. The ball has now gone to ground as Ernst gets the little kick over the top. That's a good option there.
Luke Simmons is very casual here, very casual.
As he just gets the ball inside and punches it down. Not making much ground on the kick at all. Put himself in all sorts. I would like to see the heart monitor on that one, Jimmy.
I think he probably thought it was going to roll and touch, but just held up, didn't put him under pressure. But he produced a nice little two-step, got inside his man, but Merewether on the attack.
Crichton there to Kent Hatchwell. As Kent Hatchwell sets it up, got no one around him.
He started the season in second grade in the back row. I thought they were going to turn him into a number 8 or at least a number 6, but back in the centres, I think where he belongs.
He's probably the biggest centre in the comp, girth-wise, but he has got some very good footwork, and he's won a couple of grand finals too, Ken Hatchwell.
Interesting there, Wanderers take the quick tap rather than go for touch.
Yeah, that wind playing havoc with these kicks. The Sherwood gets good quick ball there. That's to the Argentinian, and that's a good ball to Billy Coffey, nearly making the breakthrough. As the ball comes to the back with Sherwood. Sherwood gets the ball out.
Ben Christensen there taking him up on the left.
And Ignacio with the ball there and getting driven back there. Good defence by the Greens. Sherwood short ball there. And that's
another
good
bone
hit
Keith
there
Barlow.
by Keith Barlow, who gives it back. And it's a good battle for the front rowers here today.
Danny Ham, another kid who's come down from Scone, former New South Wales Country under 20 rep, played under Stacey Sykes at Country. Of course, he's had a pretty strong connection with Merewether Carlton.
That's right. Stacey now a selector, as you mentioned, as Cal McDonald takes the ball forward and passes it off to Dylan Evans, and Dylan Evans is playing good footy now. He's taking the ball forward. He's making.
I guess his old club. You always lift against your old club, particularly when you're.
Simmons makes the break. That's got. He's got one to beat. He beats Kelso, and yes, that's a try to Simmons. A little bit of a shepherd though, maybe. A little bit of an instruction, but nonetheless, the referees.
Greens thought it was, but for mine, I thought that was as good as Goldie. A nice little in and away. He got on the outside of the man. That was the key. Once he got on the outside, he had the pace. With the fullback, made it very hard for Aiden Kelso. I think he might have got a hand to him, but great little bit of enterprise there from Luke Simmons. He's another big match for him, particularly against the Greens. He loves nothing more than turning the tide against these guys.
Yeah, good lesson there for the Greens to always take the man with the ball. They just stood there watching, and the gap just opened up.
Yeah, for the majority of it, Luke mentioned, has been slipped into numbers into first receiver and just basically trucked it up from that situation, hasn't he?
Oh, what's happened here? We had a bit of a chat there to someone on the Merryweather side. There's a few of the players on the ground there, waiting for the kicking tee. There's a bit of confusion here. No one's running it out. What's going on at number 2? There's everything here except a kicking tee. As they finally find it, the young ball boy having a bit of a laugh as he drop kicks it anyway. James Whipple takes that, and that's a good little drop kick, good little option, keep the game flowing, and with about 2 minutes to go, 5 minutes to go, sorry.
Certainly a try Wanderers needed, didn't they? For all the possession they've had, even though they are with this very strong win, they needed to hit something once they got down this red zone. The last 3 times in the red zone, they've come up empty, so certainly reward for a good bit of pressure.
That's right, as Riley Smith takes the restart, and that's a good high kick, probably not his best one, but it goes forward off the Wanderers side, and Des Gilbert's picked that one up as Ignacio takes it forward, and that's a scrum. That's a good mistake there for the Greens just before half-time. They're probably going to want to use this win and probably get one more try before the half-time break, because this win's probably a bit of an advantage, I think.
Well, I think you'd have to say it's at least 10 points, wouldn't you? But they haven't really used it well, have they?
Merryweather scored 10 points, Jimmy.
They haven't used it well. I mean, their kicks have been either too long, or a couple of midfield bombers they put up again have been too deep and not allowed any of their players to get there and put some pressure on. The times when they have looked dangerous, when Garen Ernst is tipping in behind, or they've kicked on the counter-attack.
Yeah, look for Mac Ray to take this from the back here. As he does, passes off to Ernst. Crichton with the ball now. Short with a sweeping play around. And he drops the ball, and the Wanderers have the ball back here on the 38-metre line.
It's just coming out slowly there. Had it been quick ball, there was a chance there. Wanderers had an overload on the right.
Yeah, just holding that ball in. As we said, there's the obvious game plan that they want to hold that ball in around that area of the field. As Kelso takes his time to get the ball, he runs it back energetically as he picks the ball up. And he loses the ball, and that's a penalty to Merryweather Carlton.
I've got the penalties at 5-4, so not much.
This is a good little scrap. I don't know what's going on. I don't know who started that one. Someone was on the ground and someone dived on someone. There's punches, there's feet going everywhere on Bar TV. And this is what these derbies are all about sometimes, isn't it?
And in the past, Wanderers have probably been accused of being a bit soft up the guts, but that's certainly not that's not the case this year. They're as big and as strong as any team in the competition, and they won't take a backward step. Certainly not against the Greens.
That's certainly been shown there, and definitely that performance factory's been toughening these guys up, Jimmy. A good facility anyway.
It's certainly, I've never been there, to be honest with you, mate. It's got performance and factory, two things that aren't in my vocabulary. But it's certainly an area I think that they've intentionally done. They knew they had to get tougher mentally and as well as physically, and they've certainly done that. And you look at the size of them, they're certainly bigger than the Merryweather pack, and certainly look at Big Deal. He's providing a little bit of lit. This won't be the last. I think we'll see a few more little skirmishes before the day's out.
Yeah, it started now. A bit of a slangy match there with Nick Gill. He loves this sort of stuff, and he prides himself. He's one of the few players that prides himself on actually being a grunt.
He's the Mick Ennis of the Newcastle and Hunter Rugby Union. It's certainly interesting to see how Des Gilbert handles this. Really put a stop to it straight away. You won't want this to escalate. Half time only a couple of minutes away. Interesting to see whether he just lets both teams cool their heels or whether he indeed sends someone to the bin.
Yeah, I don't know if it was much though, was it? It was just a couple of people gathering around him. I didn't see any punches really be thrown.
A bit of wrestling, that's about it, mate.
That's what the kids are into these days though, the MMA, the octagon.
And the UFC and all that business, cage fighting. Not my cup of tea.
Maybe one day they'll turn this rectangular field into an octagon and and the kids will come back in droves, Jimmy.
There's plenty of kids here at the moment, just Smiley. It's, as we said, the Gaps grandstand chock-a-block.
Yeah, the grandstand is actually packed. It is a good crowd, as we mentioned. Not too many people over on the hill, which is where I'd be out in the sun because I'm a little bit cold, to tell you the truth.
Looks like a warning suffice enough. Fancy, you couldn't really send a winger off, would you, for throwing a couple of little friendly slaps?
Yeah. Wonder where his handbag is.
Blake Crichton points to the sticks. 50-metre kick right on half-time.
Right on half-time.
To give the Merewether the lead. At the moment, 7-6 to the two Blues. Obviously, kicks this will be 9-7, and they feel they probably deserve that, given the way they're defended.
Yeah, defended, but definitely had no ball at all. And the kick from halfway is definitely a bit of a testament to the Wanderers. I might have maybe taken a tap and tried to ruck the ball there slowly, and if they weren't going anywhere, set up for the field goal a bit closer. But Crichton definitely backs himself for these kicks, and he loves a pressure kick, Blake Crichton.
He struck the last one nicely, didn't he? So he'd have plenty of confidence.
Got a really good action there as he comes back, but none of this fancy stuff, just a couple of steps back, round the corner, ball set up. The Wanderers guys all ready to take the rebound or take the miss, and maybe a bit of a counter might be on the cards if they do get the ball.
He's got a bit of space there to work with. He struck that pretty well.
Pretty long and deep, and it's just hit the post. I called it. And he's going to kick the ball out and take time, I think. No, he grounds it. As they look to take the restart, catch the Merryweather guys off their game. Ball goes back to Simmons. He may look to kick it out, and that'll be probably half-time there.
Yeah, I don't think there's too many phases. Obviously, when the play breaks down, of course.
And that's a charge down. This is dangerous here for Simmons as he regathers his own kick. And that's a mistake there.
They're looking for a turnover here, the Greens. They really need the ball here, the Greens.
They need to get over as Wanderers get through on the ball. Sherwood at the back controlling the play as he kicks the ball out. And that should bring us to half-time, I'd imagine. No, we've still got a couple of minutes to go here.
Yeah, look at his watch there, Des Gilbert, but he didn't put the whistle to mouth. Looks like we've got at least one more line out left.
The Greens need to win this line out here. The picking will go to Sean Rich as it goes to Mac Ray. I'm wrong. Ernst gets it out to
Crichton takes the line, nice little step.
There in there by Crichton as he takes the ball over the 20-metre line. Ernst takes the ball in, pops it over the back there.
To Nixon.
To
Nixon, nice little layoff.
Back there to his front row partner. McGill has the ball. Oh, good deft hands there to Kelso on the inside.
They're full of running here, the Greens. They want something. They can smell it.
Ernst, that's his specialty there, close to the line though normally, as he takes the ball up, sees a little gap as Macrae gets driven towards the sideline. And the Greens need to get over. They probably need to pick and drive here, the Greens, as they do. Ernst now back at the back there.
Ken Haswell
calling for the ball. He'll get the ball back quite easily here, Nolan, as the Greens go in. Wanderers not committing to the ruck as they take the ball one out. Need to get around him there, the Greens.
I thought there might have been a hint of offside there.
Here we go. There's Crichton. Crichton takes the ball back in. Nothing going on the open side. If they can get set here on the short side, there might be something on. As Matt gets the ball and takes the ball forward. He's been impressive in his first grade game. As Ernst gets the ball, Wanderers now stacked on the short side. Probably one play too late there by the Greens. They just need to take the ball.
This is a massive play, this one.
Oh, Nolan just absolutely crunched there by his opposite number.
Yeah, Denny Ham there, good hit. We've still got numbers on the right here, the Greens.
Gets the ball, Kenny Tees drops the ball. That's a knock on there. Referee playing advantage, Wanderers with the ball. He passes the ball out. And Simmons clears the ball out to the sideline. That's out just before the 40-metre line.
And that is half-time.
And that is half-time for Bar TV.
Wanderers go to the break up 7-6. A bit of concern here about Dylan Evans. He doesn't look very happy. He's got some attention, looks like, to a lower leg injury. Doesn't look comfortable at all.
Yes, and this is the round 15 match of the round for Bar TV. We've got Wanderers versus Merryweather Carlton. As we said, the score is 7-6. Major sponsors for the NHRU, the Greater and also the Herald as well. as we rejoin the action here for Bar TV and the greater NHRU competition. It's round 15 and we're watching today Wanderers versus Merryweather Carlton at number 2 Sports Ground. The score is 7-6 to Wanderers in front. And it's been a good, hard, solid game of rugby. Not so much running like we expected before the game. And Dylan Evans left the field just before half-time, so I believe Tuala will take his place in the second half. Wanderers with the kickoff, Merryweather to receive, running towards the beach. This should be a good, strong half of rugby. There's the ball kicked there, deep by Simmons. McRae passes the ball back to Crichton. Crichton boots the ball over the sideline, and that's not bad distance considering the wind. And it's a line out here for Wanderers as they get set. I think Tuala's throwing the ball in. Goes up, and that's a good throw there from the substitute as the ball goes forward by Greens. Greens have the ball though, they turn it over. Crichton calling for it, probably look to run it here I'd imagine, as they do. Hatchwell with the ball, Patchwell gets it to about the 35-metre line. Pat Island joins the back of the ruck there. Ernst has the ball. Maybe look for a little box kick here by Ernst as he passes the ball back in to Barlow, who runs it forward. He's been good and solid this first half and continues on the second half as Mick Gill shapes the kick and he takes the ball on about the 35-metre line. Ernst with the ball, passes it off there to the big Mac Nixon, the new face in the Merryweather Carlton side, as Island takes the ball forward. Good metres there by Island. He's a strong young player, this Island. As Ernst passes the ball there to Kenny T as they take the ball forward. They're playing one off, but they're getting metres here, the Merryweather Carlton side. Not numbers though. They needed numbers to the ruck there, and there might be a turnover here by Wanderers, and yes, there is. That's probably not the best result. Ball's at the back. Merryweather Carlton's Mac Ray comes over, and it's all over the place here as Sherwood gets the ball. Sherwood takes the ball in. They'll probably look to pick and drive here, the Wanderers side. Christensen at the back. Ooh, and that's good defence there by Mac Nixon. Calls for offside, but I think it was just good line speed as Coffey takes the ball from the back there. Good little metres there.
This is just a start Wanderers would have been after. Good bit of field position early. NHRU trucks it up. You make him off the bench, but he'll be certainly there once he gets a bit of fitness back. He missed 5 weeks with a calf strain. Was nearly leading the Anderson medal early in the season. He's a very good player. Yeah,
there's not much difference here between the reserve grade sides and the first grade sides for Wanderers. Both a bit of class. So any reserves that come on for Wanderers, I mean, they're not losing anything, that's for sure. As Wanderers take the ball forward there.
It looks like a turnover here. Good work by Merewether. Good counter-rucking, sorry.
As Ernst with the ball now at the back. Brighton calling for it. Dummies. Uses his outside man as he comes in. And he's made a bit of a break there. That's a good little run there by Corey Nash.
I think Merewether probably learned a thing from Wanderers in that first half. There's no real value in kicking the ball. You might as well keep ball in hand. Run the short side. Let your legs do the work rather than your boot.
And Pat Island takes the ball forward there over the 50-metre line. That's a good run there by Pat Island, who's certainly one of the good young players here for Merryweather. As Ernst takes the ball, he's got no options there outside him and just takes the ball in. As they come in the back here, look to just pick and drive, take the early metres as they did. Copybook from Wanderers there. They're still going at the back here. Maybe looking to pass now as he takes the ball forward. Good metres there by the Merryweather side, just picking and driving, taking metre by metre, and that's a good little run there by Ernst with Corey Nash on his outside, takes the ball in.
Yeah,
Ball's out.
Ernst already, I think in the first 5 minutes of this half, probably had more involvement in terms of sniping from around the ruck than he did in the first half.
Yeah, well, they didn't really get good ball in that first half as the ball sort of floated out there. Not a good pass, but it's broken field here, and the big Argentinian Ignacio takes the ball forward. That's a good little
numbers on the left here, Wanderers, so they need to get it quickly though.
Ball into Fletcher. Fletcher takes it forward. He's been solid all game, Fletcher. Wanderers back line set wide out the back. As the ball looks like it's turned over again, that's a penalty to the Greens.
Interesting call, that one. Looked like Luke Sherwood there was asking for the arm to go up the opposite way. He thought there might have been a hand in from the Greens, but no. Looks like Merewether get win that battle again for the breakdown. They probably had the edge of the breakdown to this point.
Yeah, definitely. Not committing in defence, and I think they just need to commit a little bit more in attack just to make it that little bit more safer there, Jimmy. As we take a little break in play, someone's down. Is that Ernst? Yes, Ernst having a little bit of a breather. It might be a good time soon to get either Jay Strawn or Nathan Johns on. Jay Strawn, the impact player off the bench today.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if he's left on the bench for 2. Also, Chris Ward, interesting to see if he adds a bit of impact. We might just do a quick around the grounds. While we're waiting up at Nelson Bay, the Bay in front over Maitland, 17-7 with the breeze in the first half of the Bay. Out Lake Macquarie, it's a tri-fest. Southern Beaches 59, Lake Macquarie 14.
Whoa.
And yet to see a couple of scores from the others yet, but we'll stay posted on those two.
As the ball kicked down there, just over the 40-metre line, Mick Gill looking to throw in. Merryweather players getting set, and that's a good throw there by Gill to Sean Rich, who's driven back there. Ernst now. Big long ball out to Crichton, who's set wide inside to Kenny T, back to his forwards. That's a good play there. That's good smart play by Merryweather.
There's a turnover here. Wanderers got the ball. Looks like Cowboy, I think.
That's a turnover, is it? And yes, Sherwood juggles the ball at the back there with Cal McDonald taking the ball forward, and Des Gilbert's picked that one up. And that'll be a Merryweather Carlton scrum.
He won't be happy with that, Luke Sherwood. He wants a bit more protection there from his forwards. Great work to win the ball and then make a little mistake at the back. Not happy times.
Yeah, it definitely is. Merryweather might have a little bit more say in this scrum in the second half with Evans off, who really controls the Wanderers scrum. Tuala, can you tell me a little bit about him? He was leading the Anderson medal, as you said.
He was. He played at East last year, came to Wanderers at the start of this year, dropped a lot of weight, very good hooker, but it means Ben Christensen moves across to the loose head side. He's played plenty of prop. He won't certainly struggle there, but he probably won't have the strength and the drive that Dylan Evans gives you, that's for sure.
As the scrum collapses there, I don't know who calls that. I don't think anyone ever knows.
I think it was those ones. I think it was on the Wanderers tight head side there, over the loose head side. Colin Hubbell's probably trying to put a little bit of pressure on Mac Nixon. His first game up in first grade. If it's not his first, he hasn't had many. You'd expect him to tire. You would think midway through this, they might attack him as the half wears on. Yeah, Nixon's come off the bench a couple of times, but I think it's his first starting game. But he has been quite impressive, and he's been involved in everything. He's one of the few players that have actually been committed to these rucks, and as all good front rowers do, he's been making good impact with his runs. As Crichton gives a short ball there for Kenny T, he's made a bit of a half break. He's got Kelso on the outside who takes the tackle. That's a good safe option there by Kenny T. Ernst gets the ball and shrugs off one, bounces around. Ball stuck in there. They're going to have to pick and drive here, the Greens boys. As Island's at the back there, takes the ball nicely. He's got plenty of support now. They're going to have to drive it up as Ernst at the back there. Mac Ray taking the ball forward. That's a good little sharp, fast move there by Mac Ray. As Ernst at the back, Mick Gill calling for it. Gill's got the ball. Got no options though. Holds the ball up nicely for his players to get around him. And he's normally got someone on his hip there, hasn't he? But there was no one there. He had a look and there was no one around him.
I think Kelso
a bit flat here, the Greens.
Kelso was caught up. He's normally the one that runs the inside ball off him. As they pass the ball out there, Mac Ray with the ball. Can he get the ball away? They got Corey Nashon marked on the outside. He does. He takes the ball in.
He's been impressive, Mac Ray, all over the field, isn't he? Very strong at the back of the scrum.
And also gets there to Barlow.
He's not the biggest guy, Mac Ray, but he always gets the ball forward.
It's ball out to Mick Gill, juggles it, keeps the ball, takes the ball forward there. Meters on his knees there by Mick Gill. As Ernst got no options there, Merryweather a little bit disorganised there. They're going to have to pick and drive as Ernst takes the ball in again. Ball at the back. Good little run there by Mac Nixon.
Need discipline here, the two Blues. They can't afford to give the penalty away. They've had to defend 10, 15 phases at this point.
Ball going forward. These are easier meters here for the Greens actually. As the ball taken forward again out the back. This is the way that Merryweather's got to do it. And short ball down the side. Corey Nash makes a half break, puts a foot out. That's unlucky there for Merryweather Carlton. Good little option there.
Yeah, good passage of play, both defence and attack. Merryweather Carlton just waiting for that hole to appear. It appeared on the left. Just a foot in touch is all that cost him a potential try.
Good quick line out there by the two Blues. They hold the ball up with the maul, looking to take it forward. And they do easily. The ball going forward. Merryweather got to be careful here not to collapse and take the pressure off.
Luke mentioned again standing at 10, but it looks like this will go back to Luke Simmons for a clearing kick.
Yeah, surely they're going to use this wind in the second half and hoof the ball down. Kelso standing pretty deep.
They've got a turnover here, Merryweather Carlton. I don't know how they've done that, but the balls, all of a sudden, Wanderers have got to get set in defence here. Numbers on the right for the Greens.
Good option if they can use it here. As Kelso comes up, he's going to the blind side. Crichton with the ball, passes it out wide. Unmarked on the outside and comes inside. Probably the option was the overs on the outside. Wanderers get over the ball and Merryweather lose the ball again.
Lucky to get away with that, Merryweather. I think Cal McDonald went straight in off his feet there, but he's missed out the referee. Now Wanderers off down the left side. Luke Simmons.
Luke Simmons with the ball. He's got plenty of pace. He's got numbers on the inside and taken there by Kelso. Good defence.
Yeah, a little bit of poor communication.
He's not letting the ball go. He's got to let the ball go. Gilbert playing advantage as they kick the ball forwards.
Just a little bit of breakdown of communication there between the winger and the fullback. I think he wanted him to go on the inside. Luke Simmons held on the ball a bit too long, got caught, and then there was no one in support.
Yeah, that's the first time that the Wanderers side haven't got numbers to the breakdown there, and it was very costly because they had them for all money out wide if they had kept that ball and spread the ball out to the right.
Yeah, Merryweather look out on their feet here. A few players down, sucking them in. Gareth Ernst again. I'm not sure whether this one is just getting a breather for his fellow players or whether he's still struggling. Looked like he caught a bit of a dead arm or a stinger early on.
The stinger. As Crichton goes to kick the ball, just punches it, just playing safe there.
As I see young Jay Strawn warming up on the sideline, looks like he'll be injected very soon.
It's Mick Gill. Sean Rich solid in that line out, isn't he, as they go to maul it. And Mac Nixon takes the ball forward and gets the ball away there to Gill, who passes it back on the inside to Nolan. Good little break there.
Yeah, starting to open up now, this one.
Barlow takes it forward as he's done all day, with Nixon there backing up his front row partner. Ernst at the back there. Island, probably shouldn't have given that ball, and that's a crunching tackle.
Looks like a turnover here too for Wanderers. They've got numbers on the right if they spread it that way.
Probably owes Sean Richard beer after that one, as the ball kind of held back in the back. As Cal McDonald punches the ball down, it's a big clearing kick, and Nash safe as houses.
He was receiving treatment on the touch judge. He saw Cal McDonald put his head up and he's raced in from out the field of play and taken that ball, and now he goes back to the touchline and he's gone. He's cooked. Jay Strawn will be coming on for him for sure.
As the Merryweather Carlton team take it forward, but that is a penalty to Wanderers for holding on the play. Cal McDonald takes a quick tap, but he's been called back as Nash comes back on the field of play to maybe get some time off here and get the replacement on. And Jay Strawn warming up. Jeez.
Good replacement to have. I doubt very much he'd end up on the wing. I'd say there'd be a reshuffle here. Either Aidan Kelso might go to the wing, or there'll certainly be a reshuffle. Jay Strawn will go to the centres or fullback. I can't imagine him. He's too dangerous to have sitting out on the wing.
I'd probably imagine Jaden Hetherington will go to the wing here, and Jay Strawn probably to the outside or inside centre. As you said too, he has a really good combination with Blake Crichton. They played together sort of all through juniors. So
yeah, best mates, and they played country together. I think they travelled overseas together at one point. Blake Crichton started in Ireland, then spent the last 4 years, as we mentioned, in the USA. I think you see both teams. This is going to open up now. I think the first 60 minutes was all about a war of attrition. I think this one is going to see a few more breaks. I think it's going to open up a bit. They're going to look to spread the ball a little bit, particularly Wanderers. And it's going to be some entertaining stuff.
Obviously, Strawn and Crichton did split up because it looks like Strawn's packed on a few kilos and Crichton's kept to his playing weight.
Well, Strawn was a very good halfback, wasn't he? He started his career as a halfback, played a little bit of 5'8", I think, and then they moved him to fullback in that 2009 season.
Yeah, it was in the centres.
And also in the centres. He has that turn of foot.
He's so strong, upper body strength. He really can beat the first man, and he doesn't look like he's going to beat the player, but he's just got that strength through the hips and can really drive through. As Nash in all sorts over that other side of the field. Simmons goes to kick out and find touch.
Very important line out this one for Wanderers. Their line has looked a bit dodgy. I'd be very surprised if they don't look to this nice and quick, sharp, short at the front and play on.
Tuala throws it in and Wanderers get the ball back, taking the ball to the ground. Sherwood at the back there. Simmons calling for it, gets the ball right there, and that's a good run there by Mention. Gets the ball out, and McDonald has the ball now, and Green's players coming across. He's going to be caught, is he? He's holding on.
Great work there by Dylan Round. He got straight over, sealed the ball. Ooh, nice shot there.
Good cracking shot there by the Greens.
The Wanderers have got forwards in the backs on the right here. You won't see anything too fancy. This is his phase.
As Fletcher takes the ball to the 20-metre line.
Again, the line speed from Merewether Carlton up very quick.
Christensen there caught out, and Merryweather really getting off the line there and putting pressure on, and this could be a turnover here if Merryweather get numbers and commit numbers as they come over. I think they've turned the ball over. Yes, they have, and that's a penalty. That's unlucky there for Merryweather Carlton.
He had his hand out there. I think I'm not sure what he's signaling. There may be offside, but yeah, the line speed from Merryweather Carlton very impressive. Just probably jumped the gun there a fraction. Easy kick in front here.
Maybe half a metre in front there, I think. And as we saw, the wind probably giving a good advantage to the kickers here. And it's 7-6 here for Wanderers in the lead. This will bring it out to 10-6 if he is successful. This game obviously brought to you today by Bar TV and the Newcastle Herald. I'm Gareth Wasn't got Jimmy Gardner sitting next to me today. If you want to live tweet to us, you can get Jimmy Gardner at James Gardner 46, is it?
42, mate. It's not my age. It's I'm not going to go into a story where the 42 came from, but a famous basketball for the Los Angeles Lakers, James Worthy.
It's not your IQ. Nice one.
Interesting substitution. Ignacio Ballatini goes off for Wanderers, and Dan Cavill, man of the moment, back in first grade for Wanderers. Missed about 5 or 6 weeks. Lost his job and had a few personal things going on. Footy became a secondary, but now this is third week back. He played second grade last week, scored a try, second grade again, and now he's off the bench in ones against the team he's played with for the last 3 years.
That's right, and he has got roots in both teams. And he actually started training with Merryweather at the start of the year, I believe. As he kicks the ball and he nails that kick. And the big number 8, James Whittle, the goal-kicking number 8. I like a good goal-kicking forward, to be honest.
And he's a left-footer too. He's very proficient at what he does. One of the best goal kickers in the competition.
Going against all the trends then. Left-footed, number 8, goal-kicking, running number 8.
A former champion swimmer in his junior days and the son of the great Freddie Wibble, who most lifesavers around town would know. Anyone that's been at the Lambton pool would certainly know.
As the ball holds up in that wind there, that's a good kick there for Merryweather. Oh, and Wanderers come up with the ball, just no one covering up the tap back there for Merryweather. Sherwood gets the ball out, and Cavill has a big look there.
Cavill first touch and knock on, he won't like that.
I have no doubt that a few players would have been calling his name out. He probably had a bit of a look to see who it was, and Adam Nolan looking there to line him up, and he drops the ball clean and cold, and he won't be happy with that at all. But I'd expect here he's coming to the second row, has he?
Yeah, coming to the second row. He's been played start of the season basically in the second row. Played most of his first grade footy for Wanderers in the second row. So I mean, he plays, packs in the second row and jumps in the lineup. But in general play, he'll still play like a back row, get nice and wide, bring those big arms of his free and can offload.
So as Ernst goes to feed. Another replacement here for Wanderers. The Greens holding that scrum nicely here. As McRae takes it from the back, they go down the short side. No numbers there as he chips the ball forward there. Simmons gets the ball, marks it. As he'll wait now for his players to get back behind him.
Yeah, not sure that was the right option. Pretty poor kick that one, straight into the breadbasket of Luke Simmons. But with this wind at his back, he's got a chance to rifle this down. You'd expect that at least 5-10 metres into Merewether half, and again put Wanderers in the right into the field where they can attack.
Blast that down to about the halfway line. Mick Gill with the mark. The old dog as they look to counter Merewether Carlton.
Yeah, Aidan Kelso picked that up nice and quickly.
Takes it into the forwards. Good run there by Crichton. Not scared, not backward going forward as Ernst gets the ball to the back to Sean Rich, and Sean Rich takes the ball forward. Jeez, he's an impressive young kid, Sean Rich. Merewether got the ball now. Ernst at the back. Just holding the play up. Passes off to Nolan, who runs back towards his forwards. Plenty of men around him. Greens with the ball, go left. Kelso does a little jink. Sean Rich with the ball there. Coming forward, still making metres the Merewether Carlton side. Easier than Wanderers did in the first half. Little pass off there to Barlow. That's a good little run.
Yeah, he's had a storming game, hasn't he? He's stuck his hand up to run the ball at every opportunity and looks to have a bit of game about him.
Yeah, he's been strong. I'd like to see him do a bit of the tougher stuff though. He does hang out a little bit wide sometimes. As Ernst with the ball the back to Nolan, who's really lifted his game in this second half as well.
Talking of tough stuff, he'll do that all day.
As Ireland gets the ball, one running back to the forward. Good play there by Ireland with experience beyond his years. Ball in the back there for Ernst. And Gill has the ball. He's got options both sides, and he's monstered there by...
Yeah, I think the message would have been at half-time, don't take any dummies from Gill and watch for the men on his hip pocket.
As Ernst takes a little break down the sideline there. And takes it from the back court. I don't know who's playing out on that wing now. It wasn't Strawn though taking that ball forward. As Ernst at the back now, just setting the play up, playing to his pace. Gill with the ball onto Ireland, and that's a good hit. Good collision there by both sides. Ernst at the back, Crichton with the ball now. Short ball to Kenny T. Ken Hatchwell with the ball. Ball out, unmarked on the outside there. Riley Smith taken down, Wanderers with the ball. That's a turnover there. Cal McDonald could have been off his feet there, but he's not called it. As Kenny T comes through, and that's a good clean out there by Ken Hatchwell. No love lost there between those two players. As the ball now with Wanderers.
Well, it looks like Sean is playing on that left wing. Interesting call.
Simmons
and it's going to him.
Ball down to him as Coffey comes through. Strong takes the ball. That's good defence there, and Merryweather players isolated. And Wanderers get the ball back. That's disappointing there for Merryweather. Just no urgency there for the Greens.
But he's found a hand in the ruck there. A bit unlucky there, I think, Wanderers. That certainly wasn't intentional, but he's been fairly consistent so far. There's Gilbert, you have to give him that.
He has had a really good game today, Des. As it'll be a Merryweather Carlton's kick for line, and he'll look to punch this. Won't look for distance, just look to maybe get it out and reset with the line out.
A couple of deep breaths both teams. It's been pretty frenetic to start the second half. Pretty good footy.
Yeah, well, there's not a big scoring game. It certainly has been entertaining. Wanderers up 10, Merryweather Carlton 6. And there's 20 minutes gone in the second half as Mick Gill looks to throw the ball in. That's another good throw there from Gill as they juggle at the back. Ernst takes the ball. He's made a little half break. Jeez, he's got a good turn of speed off the line there. Merryweather set here. Passes the ball on to Pat Ireland. He's had a good second half too, Ireland. He's been very involved.
In a crucial period, this 20 minutes gone in the second half. Merewether, you would think, would need to be the next to score.
Barlow takes the ball in, as he has done all game. Plenty of time there for Ernst. Just hands the ball off to Nolan. Just no urgency from both sides here. And they're about 20 metres out. Crichton takes the ball. Little chip through for Nash. And the ball will just beat him over the sideline. But a good line out here for Merryweather Carlton to put pressure on the two Blues side.
Given the defence of both teams, that's probably a good option. Mix it up a little bit, put one in behind, either through on the ground or a little chip into the corner. Create a bit of pressure. Ooh, Wanderers have gone long
and
here.
Nolan comes up with the ball. He's caught just short. As Merryweather will probably look to ruck it out. They've got numbers out wide if they can use it. If Strawn can get around here, Merryweather Carlton really need to use this ball. As they're calling for a try, it's no try. There must be inches out here. Ernst has the ball on to Crichton. Back to Kelso. Ball wide. He's got unmarked outside. As the number 14, Riley Smith, goes in, and that's a try. That's a good try. That's a smart try, and that's really good play by Merryweather Carlton as they go over, untouched on the sideline. Great try there by Riley Smith.
They all came from the line out. Wanderers went to the back 5 metres out from their own touch line, from their own try line. Risky play, backfired. Wanderers swung to the back, a sweeping play, and then it just became a case of numbers. Tapaki Rohui thought he had the man covered, Riley Smith, but he just got on the outside of him, had enough power and enough pace to get over in the corner. Game on.
Yeah, definitely. And both Kelso and Strawn came around there on the loop. And Strawn just creating a little bit of two minds there for the Wanderers. And he used Kelso and got the ball out wide to Smith, who scores a try in the corner in front of the Wanderers fans. And Merewether Carlton, they're back in this one now.
Well, they weren't never really out of it, but you just felt they had to be the next to score. They've done that. Interesting to see if Wanderers can come up with a response.
McRae getting a little bit of attention to his leg there. A little bit of knee troubles maybe. But definitely Merryweather have had the run of the green, so to speak, in this second half. They've controlled the ball really well, and as you said, taken a leaf out of Wanderers' books and rucked the ball, controlled the ball, not looked to kick too much as Crichton swings the ball round and it goes inside the post. That's a good kick from the sideline by Blake Crichton. The score now 13-10 to Merryweather Carlton, with Wanderers to kick off towards Marketown. A safe haven there for shoppers and ferals alike. As McRae lets the ball bounce again, that's a mistake as he hands the ball off to Crichton. Crichton looks to punch it. No, he doesn't. He kicks it high in the air. Doesn't make many metres, but ensures the ball goes out on about the 22 metres there. As Tuala looks to throw in. He goes to 4 this time, nice and safe, and it goes over his head. Just not getting it right there, the two Blues, as they do win the ball, but the line out, probably not what they wanted.
Yeah, I think I'd be going to Kevill if I was Wanderers. He certainly another turnover here.
Turn the ball over. That's a big let off there for them. It's Kenny T. He'll take the ball forward. Good little step and makes a little half break there. Kent Hatchwell. And Ireland comes over. There's just no numbers there by Merewether Carlton. Looks like Wanderers are going to turn the ball over. This ruck defence is, and that's a big hit there by Barlow. He just comes in from the angle and absolutely nails him.
Yeah, Wanderers look a bit out of sorts here. They're a bit flat. They're all in a little bunch. There's no real direction.
Fletcher takes the ball forward nicely there. Kevill with the ball. So strong in that ruck there, Kevill, as he takes the ball. Probably about a metre run there. Ruck the ball forward back to the slow stuff. They've got numbers to the right, and they do take them as they move forward just ever so slowly. Back to the old game plan. Safety first here for Wanderers. Kevill falling for a wide as Fletcher takes the ball forward and takes a little dummy there. Ball it back for Sherwood.
Again, one out stuff here for Wanderers. They start need to get in the pairs. They need to really clean out here, get some good quick balls so these backs are there to get some space.
And that's very unlucky, and they'll probably take the points here, I'd imagine, the Wanderers. With Merewether Carlton defence is just absolutely screaming, and there's been some cracking hits in this game, Jimmy.
Yeah, both sides. The defence has been faultless just about. Pretty easy kick this one. Looks like
Sherwood having a bit of a chat to Gilbert
asking
there.
for a little bit of clarity there at the breakdown. You'd have to be
a little bit scrappy, both breakdowns in this second half. I mean, the first half was really tight, but I think as the game and the points need to come, they are committing less players to these rucks, and the ball's sort of just floating around everywhere. There's a couple of plays there where the ball sort of exchanged like a basketball match.
Yeah, they just need to clean out and go through past the ball. That'll obviously come. The clinical side of it gets a bit down when you start to get tired, and it's been such a physical contest. There's been some massive hits. That's got to take its toll eventually, and that's where you're seeing things get a little bit scrappy at the back of the ruck.
Sets the ball up, probably about 22 metres out here. Takes a couple of steps back, goes around the corner, the wrong corner because he is left-footed as we mentioned. A little bit of a leg wobble there to loosen them up. Takes a big deep breath in. Funny little lead in here.
He's very methodical.
The donkey kick at the start, and he nails that one. It's now a draw, 13-10. Wanderers against Merryweather Carlton here.
This is in the past 3 weeks, this is when Wanderers have been able to lift. They back their fitness and they back their structures. They've come up against a side as tenacious as Merryweather Carlton at this point. This is going to be a great final 15 minutes.
Yeah, definitely. There's the kick to come. Big high one, and that's another. That's going to stand up in the wind, and Whittle takes that nice, and he's monstered there by Pat Island. The ball now coming to the back slowly. Back there to Cal McDonald, and a lot of pressure on him, and that's a poor kick. Carlton guys need to grab that. Oh, and he's been absolutely cracked. As the Wanderers make a break here, he kicks forward here for Cal McDonald. There's a bit of a full race here. Cal McDonald get the ball bounces in, and it's scrappy, and is that Adam Nolan who's cleaned that up, and the ball's coming, or he's been flicked that into Kevill?
There was just a little knock on there. They just needed to keep their cool. They had 3-on-1, 3-on-2 at the breakdown. They just needed to get the ball back, and they scored. Just a little bit rushed, got a bit excited. I think Bill Coffey, big scrum this one from Merewether Carlton.
Yeah, definitely. And Wanderers have looked to apply heaps of pressure. We mentioned Dylan Evans off the field, but in these situations that doesn't really matter. With Wanderers probably going to lift it, and there's going to be a big call for a big push here. I'd imagine they're all getting excited and tapping each other on the backside, and that's the sign of a good pack, isn't it, Jimmy?
This mission to see how this young debutant go. They'll certainly attack that loose head side of Merewether Carlton.
Yeah, Matt Nixon hasn't given anything away this game as they bind. Ball comes in. McRae comes for the back, and Kelso takes the ball up nicely. Good safe option there. But no one's there for the Merryweather Carlton side, and Wanderers have got numbers.
Discipline here for the two Blues. They can't afford to give away a penalty. They're mounting good pressure.
Yeah, listeners at home, you've got to remember the wind is blowing a gale here, so probably the safe option at the moment is to ruck the ball forward. As Blake Wright gets the ball, he doesn't kick that very far. That's probably about 5 metres out, and that's more pressure here for Wanderers.
Have to get the line out right here, the two Blues. Tuala, good line out throw. They just need to get their timing right. I'd like to see them more of this, to be honest.
I would imagine Kevin's going to get this one. Play it safe here. He's calling for the ball as he jumps up, gets the ball nice, he sweeps it into that big left hand. And
they're just a little bit high here, Wanderers. But they're very packed, they're very formed. They're starting to get some momentum now. Little bit by little bit.
Going to have to dig deep here to keep them out.
There's Gilbert's going to want to see this ball at the back pretty quickly. The Tuala's with it.
Tuala has the ball, and he's been put to ground by the Merryweather Carlton side.
Set on the right.
Sherwood. Simmons has it. Ball behind there, and he's bumped one off there.
Bill Coffey.
Weight. You don't see that.
Still numbers on the right here. They need quick ball, though, Wanderers.
Kevill calling the ball. They've taken too long here in the ruck as the ball not coming out here, but Wanderers will get that.
Very fortunate there, Wanderers. That could have gone either way, that one. They took it in, but obviously ruled to be down on the ground and going forward just. Another big scrummy, Wanderers. Very big blind side.
One of those 50-50 plays, isn't it, when the ball's in that situation. Big blind side set here for Wanderers. They've got, looks like Luke Minchin and Bill Coffey and Luke Simmons on the left. They split their backs, and on the right, Cal McDonald, Rahuhi, Tabaki and Dylan Rowney. Obviously looking to get a one-on-one match here with someone. Yeah, I'd imagine Whittle will take the ball to the blind here, and Billy Coffey's going to be probably too strong maybe to hold out in the corner here. Let's hope the Merryweather Carlton plays true to form and stick to him and defend well in this, probably about 5 metres out this scrum, as the ball taps and comes in. Yep, to the blind they go. Simmons has the ball, and then he slips through, and he's lost the ball. That's unlucky there for Simmons. He slipped through the gap, and the big arm from Kent Hatchwell just reefs it out and causes a knock-on. A little sloppy there. He thought he was through. He thought he was away.
He slipped on the outside, but yeah, just the big mitt. Ken Hatchwell did enough to disturb the ball.
He was pretty much over the line with that.
I think he might have got a poke in the eye as well. He immediately reached for his face, Luke Simmons, and now he's getting some attention. I'm certain he got a poke in the eye at that point.
As Fletcher comes off here, he's had a monster game, Fletcher. He's played really well. He's probably been the performer for the Wanderers pack, I think.
Yeah, he's just so reliable. You just know what you're going to get out of him. Mars Christensen comes on. He's played a lot of first grade. He'll add a little bit of starch too. He's another kid that's come through Wanderers and loves these big occasions against Merewether Carlton. Another big scrum here for the Groons. They need to hold this. They did well that last scrum. They stayed nice and straight. It was a little bit sloppy at the back, but they certainly performed well. I think Mac Ray will again pick this up from the back and feed it to Ernst.
It's a Merryweather feed this time, so as Fletcher gets the clap coming off, he has done something to his hand, I believe, from our sideline reports, as he's getting ice supplied to it. It's a scrum now. Cut Mac Ray from the back. He makes a half break there and he comes in field, but he's taken out, which probably would have been about the same result anyway, where they would have kicked it out there. So nothing lost, nothing gained there by Mac Ray, as the Wanderers side looking to throw the ball in quickly, as Tuala gets the ball there off Sherwood. I think they'll go to Kevill again here and go to that ball. They did look a little bit dangerous. As Kevill goes up, gets the ball nicely and cleanly as they set for a maul, but the Merryweather guys coming through.
Yeah, they splintered that well, Merryweather. The Wanderers again have got this back in control.
Hobble taking the ball forward there. Sherwood at the back. Ball not coming out.
Hands in everywhere there. Takes
a
tap,
penalty,
Luke Sherwood.
Quick tap here. Sherwood takes the ball, dives under. Is it a try? But no, Des Gilbert has held it back. And that is very unlucky there for the Wanderers.
I'm not sure why he's done that for.
He took the tap over the line. I don't know if he actually got the ball up.
He took the tap right in front of the referee. I'm not sure. He obviously think there's an injured player there, as I'm guessing.
But he was held up anyway. Mick Gill holding him up.
Geez, I know. I think he might have second effort. He might have got the ball down. He certainly.
Gilbert just having a bit of a chat to Ernst there, holding onto the ball.
Yeah, I mean that's nearly in the realms of professional foul, isn't it? 5 metres out.
Almost.
Certainly, I'm sure they've been warned.
Almost, James. Almost. As they'll look to maybe take the tap here, going for the try.
Taking the scrum. Their scrum's been strong all day.
Merryweather's going to have to dig deep here because I think they fancy themselves for a bit of a push over here, the two Blues.
Wanderers inside backs just having a chat here, working out what's going on. First phase or second phase, more to the point. I'd be surprised if they don't take this off the back here and try and suck a couple of defenders in before going wide.
Billy Coffey, very dangerous from this far out as well. Probably sweep on the around, maybe off Simmons.
The most important thing is to get the scrum right. They've got to provide a nice solid platform here, Wanderers. They can't relax. It's got to be a good solid ball.
Sherwood taps it on the shoulder for the tap in, for the feed.
Yeah, and he's a good scrum. He's a good scrum.
The back. Wibble takes the ball forward. He's about half a metre out now. Unlucky there not to get the try, actually, as the gap opened up. And they take it forward
bit
again.
By bit.
Oh, and he's over.
Too strong into
That's
Tuala.
A try to Tuala. Right in the corner there. As Gilbert gives the signal, checks with his touch judge. The try is confirmed, and that's a good short side try there for the two Blues. With a kick to come, will be a hard one.
He's very powerful, Tuala. You can just see that coming, couldn't you? They're starting to grind them into the ground. Wanderers very hard to get out of this corner once you're trapped in it. Merewether cut with his strong breeze. Just reward there for a bit of persistence for the two Blues, but this one's not over yet. That's not I think that's the try that's going to break the back.
No, definitely.
But they have to get down the centre of the field with Merewether Carlton. That's the biggest.
6 minutes.
There's about 6 minutes to go here as well. So Merewether Carlton will probably look to kick this one deep and get it to hold up again. As Wivell sets the ball up, probably about half a metre in from the sideline. Hard kick this one with the wind sort of changing directions now, coming more across the field. And as you said, very methodical. He sort of goes one way, then comes back the other. I've never quite seen that in any goal kicker, but it's working for him so far. As he jiggles his feet, warms his legs up, he'll take the big horse step here as he comes in to kick. And there it is. Merryweather guys putting pressure, and it doesn't look like missing. That's over the black dot. That's a good kick there.
He gives him the little, I can't hear you.
Oh,
a little bit of showboating there.
The two Blues crowd giving him the cheer that he probably deserves after that. That immense kick there from the sideline.
It's not the first time he's breaking their hearts, Merewether Carlton. He's a noted big-time kicker, James Wivell.
Oh, as the ball bounces around, that's a dangerous bounce. There's Sherwood cleans it up. kicks the ball out. That's a long kick down the field with Strawn on the wing. I'll tell you what, he's very wasted there as he puts a little bit of pace on there.
Yeah, I guess they haven't got many other options. Kent Hatchwell obviously can't play out in the wing. Jaden Hetherington's normally a 10 or a 12. He's playing outside centre. So Hayden Kelso at fullback. So I guess no other options but Strawn at left wing. I'm sure he'll come roaming, particularly once with the clock ticking down, he's going to want the ball in his hands.
With the Carlton guys now about 43 metres out from their own line as they try and pick and drive forward. Still plenty of time to get one back and hopefully force the draw as Ernst gets the ball out to Kent Hatchwell.
Up a little bit quick there, Wanderers got away with that one.
They go down probably not the right option there by Strawn as he kicks the ball forward and crunches his opposite winger in a tackle. As the Merryweather Carlton side getting over the ball, they could get the ball back here, but no, Kebble's at the back there, probably looking to get inside the ruck and pass the ball out. They'll look to consolidate here, Wanderers, and soak up a bit of time, I feel, as they take the ball forward close to the 40-metre line. Kebble passes off there.
The Wanderers will look to get this out, play for some territory here, get this down the other end. That's where they want to play all the footy the last 5 minutes.
Good smart kick there to Simmons and bounces off Kelso's legs as he picks the ball back up. Back on the inside.
I think everyone was expecting a knock on there, but he said play on.
Came straight off his legs, Jimmy.
Yeah, he put his hands down there though, mate. 9 out of 10 times that'll get called a knock on, even if it wasn't. Oh, and a penalty.
Goes forward. That's a penalty, and that's a good let off there for the Carlton side, who are going to want to get in the Wanderers' opposition.
Yeah, they certainly can't afford to go to sleep here, Warren. Discipline is going to be very key over this last 3 or 4 minutes.
And someone's down there, someone with fluoro yellow boots. They've all got them these days anyway. Time being called off here by Des Gilbert as all the trainers come on the field. Interesting to see is Bobby Harrison training the Wanderers side. He's been to every club in Newcastle.
He's certainly the premier trainer in Newcastle.
There's only one left for him to come to, and that's this one. I think he's got a GoPro on his shirt. I think he actually has got a GoPro on his shirt. Maybe we can get some footage and some audio on what he's actually saying to these two Blues sides to get him revved up.
On this one, what America can't do, they need to press the button here. They need to try take a few risks, chip in behind, or chance their arm with some forced passes, or how do they get down the other end of the ground?
Oh, definitely. They need to hold the ball, Jimmy. They need to take the ball forward and then suck the Wanderers players in and then sort of use their pace out wide, which they do have. I mean, both sides with probably the 3 best back 3 in the competition, so it's those guys that are going to probably be the danger men with sort of Kelso, as you mentioned, Strawn. Riley Smith showed a bit of toe before. I think they may be using Kent Hatchwell too much, maybe have to sort of miss him and get it out to Jaden Hetherington, because as you said, he has...
Well, hang on, there's obviously been a bit of verbal here. For some reason, Des Gilbert has produced a yellow card to Dan Kebbell.
I think he just got the yellow card then because he is probably Dan Kebbell.
That's
certainly
going to be interesting to see what's actually happened there. This play had been stopped for 5 or 6 minutes. The referee was talking to Luke Sherwood. Didn't look like anything was going on, and all of a sudden he calls out Dan Kebbell.
And that was for a high tackle, I'm told by the referees.
Must have been a late call from the touch judge, because it certainly. Yes, it looked like we were just waiting for an injury, but Dan Kebbell sent the Symbian for a highest tackle.
The ball comes in from the greens. Good throw there by Nick.
We'll hear more about that one, Gareth.
Yeah, definitely. And this definitely opens this game right up now with 15 on 14. As the ball mauled up the field by the Merryweather Carlton side. This is a good option here, getting good easy meters here by Merryweather as they come forward. Ball's at the back there. Mac Nixon with it. As the ball's still at the back there. More still called. As they keep driving forward, Merryweather holding their feet really well as they keep driving forward. Ball at the back, he's still bound.
It's great work by Merryweather Carlton. They must have driven that 20 metres.
Very good maul there. They started on the 40-metre line. The ball is still at the back.
They're going to reset again here.
As they do. And they keep it going, and Mac Nixon now taken down. Ernst has the ball out. Kelso on the inside ball to Kenny T there. Oh, Merryweather Carlton players just not getting there and putting pressure on themselves, and that's a knock on there by Merryweather, and that'll be a big let off there for the Wanderers.
Not very happy with that one. You can see the rev meter heading into the 6 or 7.
Oh, knock on by Wanderers. My mistake.
Yeah, you can see the frustration starting to get to the Wanderers players in particular here. They just want to shut this game down. Things not quite going from the last couple of minutes. They need to show a little bit of character, get their minds back on the job, forget about the referee, and close this game out.
Yeah, they're now. There's 2 minutes to go here on the Bar TV clock. As the Merryweather Carlton scrum said, I'll be looking for McRae maybe to pick from the back and hand off to Ernst, creating that extra player, as we know Wanderers are a man down. The scrum's been sold in the second half.
Come across from the left. He's sort of standing in a pseudo fullback position on the inside of Kelso.
McRae picks it up, Crichton with it, and Strawn crunched in a tackle, met by 2 players. They read that play really well, Wanderers. Ernst gets the ball, and Sean Rich takes it forward. He's got no one with him. Merryweather have to get around him. Wanderers putting their hands in the ruck there a little bit. Frost gets the ball to Ireland.
This is championship time. These last couple of minutes, Wanderers just need to stay strong in their defence. No one at home at fullback. Interesting to see if the Greens have a look at that option.
And Mac Nixon takes the ball
Mick Gill
forward.
looks like he wants his hands on the ball. He's standing at first receiver.
Mac Nixon setting the
Kelso
ball
on
up.
his inside.
He's off his feet, and that's a turnover.
In there from Wanderers. Merewether Carlton forwards were out. They were waiting for the ball. The ball's on their side, but the Wanderers produced a counter ruck. They had the momentum, and Des Gilbert gives them the advantage. Could be just a lot if they need. With the clock winding down
Not
quickly.
long to go now. Probably about a minute remaining on the clock, I'd imagine, for Bar TV and the Herald. There is a couple of extra minutes with a bit of stoppage time as well. So maybe the clock that we're seeing on TV probably isn't exactly accurate, I'd imagine.
Where's the scrum set? Just outside the 22 or just inside the 22?
It's just on the 22.
I think you'll find Wanderers at balls looking going to Luke Simmons here. He'll be looking for a clearing kick. Take some chunks of time off the clock and also get them out of their own zone.
Yeah, Merryweather really need a pressure in here.
Good scrum from the Greens.
Forward. Yeah, that's a great scrum there by the Greens, as Wibble's forced to get the ball off the back and take the ball in. They're now outside the 22.
Outside the 22. Must keep this in.
As they come forward here. Ernst with the ball. Nearly Ernst with the ball as the Greens go over. Good rucking, good counter rucking there. As Barlow getting his head in there and getting involved as they drive the ball back. Simmons with the ball. He kicks the ball midfield. It's not a good look.
Options here for Strawn.
Strawn lets it bounce though.
And then a good line here.
He's got Crichton on his outside. This is dangerous here as Crichton runs away from Crichton and sets the ball up, and Ken Hatchwell there as the Wanderers players diving over. Ernst stuck there with the ball. No options there. Probably should have maybe tried to run it forward, and that's a penalty to the Green side. Probably well called as well.
A little tight here. Wanderers look pretty tired. The forwards
Crichton takes the ball forward. He makes a half break there, and he's got no one with him as the Wanderers come forward, and the Merryweather Carlton side just win the ball back there as Ernst at the back.
Numbers on the right.
Gets the ball out to Kelso. Ball passes it wide there. Smith unmarked. Smith's going to back himself against Coffey as he does. And that's a big tackle there by Billy Coffey as he takes him out over the line. Not long to go now. This may well be the last passage of play we got in this game.
He's watched Des Gilbert. Wanderers need to win this ball from the line out. Their main jumper, Dan Kevel, is in the sin bin. So interesting to see how they attack this line. Whether they go to Denny Ham or even Marcus Christian at the back.
And the ball goes up. Sean Rich goes up as well. And Merryweather win the ball. Ireland with the ball at the back. That's a good win there for Merryweather. And this could be the last passage of plays. Kelso takes the ball forward. Gets the ball back to McRae. McRae's got numbers, but he doesn't use them. He can't use them.
They're out on their feet, Wanderers. They need to regroup here.
As Ernst gets the ball back, they've got to be offside there. Surely Sean Rich, Cortalone's isolated. He passes the ball back as Nolan cleans up the garbage. Passes the ball out to Strawn. And this is a penalty here for Merryweather Carlton. Probably going to have to look to tap, I'd imagine here.
This would have to be offside, that one. Last throw of the dice, you think, from Merryweather Carlton.
This is where, Merryweather Carlton really probably have to win this one to stay alone in that top 5, because I think Nelson Bay probably winning over there at the Groper Dome.
They were at half time and they're 3 points behind in terms of the ladder. So big charge by Keith Barlow.
Takes the ball up to the 20-metre line. That's a good run there. As Ernst talking to Gilbert, trying to get the ball out of the back, and that's a penalty. And that's well deserved too.
Surely.
And that is well deserved. Wanderers, he's reaching for his pocket, Des Gilbert. And he's given him a yellow. That's a professional foul, James. Wanderers now reduced to 13 men. Barlow limping. There's not long to go. There's probably about a minute left, if that. As Ernst looks to cap. Ireland with the ball now. Takes the ball forward in a good strong run. Makes about 5 metres directly in front of the post now. As Ernst takes the ball out. McRae with the ball. Takes the ball back towards his forwards.
Numbers on the left again, Merewether. They're working one side here. They're trying to wait for that little hole.
And Barlow takes the ball forward. Geez, he's been strong all game, Keith Barlow. Ernst has the ball now. As he takes the ball forward, sees a little half gap there. Now McRae's going to have a mistake.
He's swinging on a knock on, swinging on play to break down.
Cal McDonald way offside there, I think, in front of the last feet by about a metre, I think. Merryweather have the numbers outside if they can spread it. They've got to go right. Crichton's on the left, though. Crichton's on the left calling it with Hatchwell. As Strawn comes across to the left to the blind side as well. Something may be on here. Kelso has the ball, takes the ball in. That's probably not the right move. They're good.
McDonald, he's been very good today.
Yeah, good defence there, as you mentioned. McDonald up in the front line of defence. Simmons playing that roving fullback role.
This has to be the last play. It's just going to take one mistake here or one turnover and it's game over. Or a break in a little hole in the Wanderers defence and the games go through.
Barlow taking it forward again. Jeez, he's been immense this game.
Well, the crowd's silent.
Strawn
really
with the ball.
Eerie feeling about this one at the moment.
Oh, Strawn picked up. The Wanderers haven't got the ball yet. Ball from the back by Ernst. This is where he likes the ball. About 5 metres out.
The numbers here on the right.
They need to pick and drive
for the ball, Riley Smith. Looks like another penalty.
Kenny T with the ball now. Here it comes. Ball just needs to be passed once. As he comes on the inside, Smith with the ball in the corner, and that's a try to Merryweather!
Big kick.
That's a beautiful piece of play. What a great passage to play. Right on full time. Merryweather Carlton in the corner with a kick to come.
Blake Crichton, this is where he earns his dough. Not that he's getting paid, but certainly this is where a kicker loves these. It's a game on the line, grudge match of the year, arch rivals. This is what kickers love.
And as I said last week, they say never blame the kicker, but I always blame the kicker, Jimmy. And this is a real pressure kick here for Crichton, but I think if there's anyone in the comp who is cool under pressure, Blake Crichton would be the go-to man, maybe. As he takes a little bit of a drink there, getting himself ready, shaking his head, clearing the head from the cobwebs as the Carlton guys come back. Just in front of halfway line there. Wanderers players looking to put a lot of pressure on this kick, I'd imagine.
He's 4 metres in from touch, 22 metres out, wind into his face. You think he's going to have to start this one on the left and hope he's got enough power to get it over.
He did kick one from here in the first half, didn't he? In the second half when he converted that last try, so he'd be pretty confident leading into this kick.
This is the moment the Wanderers' unbeaten season gets, well, they're not beaten, I guess it's still an unbeaten season, but their winning end comes to a finality. Pressure kick. Crowd goes quiet, three steps to the left.
He's got it lined up to the right of the near post, looking to hurl around. And he just shanks it.
Always going to be a difficult kick.
Very unfortunate.
Game. Wanderers stay undefeated after 15 rounds. Wanderers get home, but geez, I hope these two teams meet in the finals.
That was a great ending there for Bar TV and the Newcastle Herald. What a great match here for Bar TV. And the final score, Wanderers 20, Merryweather Carlton 18.
And for all your news, Newcastle Herald, www.theherald.com.
And you can see the game on Bar TV in the next few days. And we'll say goodbye to Jimmy Garner. He's got to go. Thanks everybody for tuning in and listening. As mentioned before, you can watch it all through the week. You can watch it in your local pubs and clubs. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll talk to you next week. I've been Gareth Wozniak. See you later next week.